Hello, everyone. Good morning or good evening, depending on where you are. I'm really happy to see all of you here with us today. In this case, I think that we are ready to start. We are ready to speak about how to get an offer at Mckinsey today. Today, we're going to speak about the fit part of the interview. And before we're going to start directly dive into the content, I would like to start first with the fact that you should probably follow us on social media because we post quite interesting stuff there about consulting, about MBBs, about some news, and it may be quite useful and interesting for all of you if you are trying to get into consulting. So please follow us. You can find us as Consulting Masters on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube and all. Okay, but who are we? Who are we, these people? Why do we know about consulting, and why do we know how to get an offer at the MBB? And my name is Alexandra. I'm marketing specialist at Consulting Masters. Today I'm going to moderate this webinar. And in case you have any questions, but probably you came here not because of me, but because of our outstanding coaches. First of all, I would like to introduce you our amazing Gaurav Bosley. Unfortunately, he can't participate today, but this person is something huge. Like, he is an ex-consultant. He is an ex-Mckinsey consultant, and he has an experience of 12 years more in consulting and coaching. And as you can see, it's not just a person who is an ex-consultant. He has many certificates, and he is a professional coach who has already helped 500 plus students to get into consulting into MBB companies. The next person is André Homulenko, also an extraordinary person because this is a person who has 30 plus successful consulting projects. He worked in 10 plus countries and he knows consulting. He knows how does it work, and he worked in many industries. That's why I think that it's very interesting for you to listen to him attentively because he has something to share with you. And also one interesting moment which I would like to highlight, that he did 2 promotions in 20 months, like 2 promotions. And I hope that today he is going to tell you how to do it as well. So please, all attention to these people. And I'm going to pass the word to André Homulenko, and he's going to introduce our company to you.
Hi, Alexandra. Hi, dear participants, and very warm welcome from Switzerland today. Let me maybe just briefly tell you a little bit more about our company. I'm really extremely happy and excited that together with Alexandra, together with Gaurav, together with members of our team, we were already able to help more than 500 clients, actually 534 to be precisely, up to the date, have already received the job offers in consulting with our help. And more of them have actually landed the jobs and are currently working in MBB companies such as Mckinsey, BCG, and Bain, while other 300 people have received the job offers from other leading consulting firms like Strategy and Roland Berger, Oliver Wyman, Kearney, or many other consulting firms. And let me be just very specific and give you a couple of examples of those people whom we were really able to help most recently. So specifically, I want to highlight the case of Peter Tran, who has been our mentee last year, maybe just 1.5 years ago. So what is so specific about Peter is that he has a medical and physician background. So he was a doctor when he came to us, and he called me and told me that like, Andrea, I really don't know what to do. I have an interview with BCG in 8 days, and I don't know. I have no idea. I have no business background, and literally even during our preparation. So before he reached out to me, he was, just imagine, guys, that guy, Peter, was Googling the meaning of the word profit. I mean, just that's how far he was. Which word? What was profit? What it means, profitability. What does it mean? Alexandra, what does profitability mean? I'm just moderating. Yeah, you are just moderated, so relax. So can you actually imagine how far was that guy from consulting and from the whole business? I mean, he was just a doctor. And I mean, it was extremely tough for me. Nevertheless, within the next 7 days before the interviews, we have been practicing multiple hours per day. So I was like giving him several sessions on the daily basis, like 2, 3, sometimes even 4 hours a day, to make sure that he wraps up quickly. Because all the recruiters, they told him like, dude, just take some time, take maybe 2, 3, 4 months to prepare, schedule the interview then. And then, yeah, let's gonna have it. But Peter wanted to actually have that really fast. And thanks to God, thanks to miracle, and thanks to our structured approach, we still nevertheless did this. And actually, within just 7 days and multiple sessions, we were able to really quickly ramp him up. And what was the outcome? Actually, he made it, and he joined BCG in Copenhagen office in January 2020 as a visiting associate. So this is just one of the examples of what kind of work have we done in the past. And another example is just very fresh one. Maybe some of you who are sitting in that room have also visited our webinar last week when we spoke about networking. Guys, can you maybe just raise up your hands or press into the chat and write yes if you were following us also in the previous webinar, because then you would probably also recognize the Mark Terus. Yeah, so I see that Sharayansh was there. Yeah, anyone else? Can you just identify yourself in the chat, either by raising the hand? Yes, Alexandra, for sure, you have been there. I know that Ashwarya have been there as our roundtable discussion member, Freedom, who is also today for our discussion. So for those of you who haven't been there, I just want to briefly introduce you to Mark. So Mark Terus, he had, what was his pain actually? to put it blankly to you, before turning back to Consulting Masters, Mark has successfully bombed 2 final interview rounds at Bain and Kearney in Dubai. So he has already completed like 120 cases. He was extremely pissed off because it didn't work out, and his preparation was, not up to the standard as we figured that out. And what was our approach? What we have done with him? So can you guys imagine, like you have already done like more than 120 cases, which means that you probably have put it like more than, 200, 300 hours of preparation. You thought you have already made it, but there is something wrong. Can you imagine how can you get pissed off? And that's exactly was the situation in which Mark came to us. And Freedom was also there, so Freedom can also remember the motivation of Mark. So our first objective was to fix his motivation, to give him another inspiring moment, to keep him on running. And secondly, it was also to understand what was wrong. Why didn't it work out yet? And we quickly figure out that even though he has done multiple cases, but he lacked fundamentals, some of the industrial and functional knowledge. And after we identified this, we were really able to help him within the few months. So from February till June or July this year, we were working and helping him with his all ups and downs, to keep his motivation high, to help him to get the really solid foundation, and also prepping up him for the upcoming interviews and helping him to arrange those interviews. And finally, Mark was also sharing this news, so now it's official. I am extremely glad that last month, Mark successfully passed through all the interview rounds with the Strategy End, and he signed the offer with them, really high 5-digit number, I would say, and he's joining the company in October 2021. So these are just a couple of examples. And, there are even more examples. Like over the summer, it has really been amazing summer. And just 8 of our mentees over the last 8 weeks have received 14 job offers. So, and now the current hiring season is coming, and I'm pretty sure that even more will follow. Now, you probably wonder, well, this is an interesting story about Mark or Peter, but can I actually do that? Or where is the guarantee that I can do that as well? Maybe those guys are better than me, or maybe not. Or is it actually expensive to work with the coach? And does it make sense? Is it really worth investing into coaching? And how much actually time do I need to prepare really well and to receive my job offer? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I have a special gift for you, because only for you, most recently, one of our mentees Ahmad Shamsuddin, who also received the offer most recently. So he was among those 8 guys. He has a video message for you recorded. And I just want, please pay attention because this is a special gift for you. Just maybe a small story about Ahmed. Ahmed also came extremely pissed off, but for the different reason. When he turned out to us, he turned in the middle of the pandemic, of the recession. So he was applying multiple times. I mean, the guy was really talented. He studied in London in university, I think it was City University of London or Imperial College. And he thought he was like great. He has all the chances, but literally over the last year, he was not able to gain any single interview, like 0. This is what kind of frustration he had when he reached out to us. And what we, of course, helped him to do was, first of all, through our network to gain those interviews. And you can also check the LinkedIn profile of Ahmed, of Mark, and other clients. Just follow the links which Alina is currently sharing in the chat and have an opportunity to reach out to those guys because they can confirm you all of this. So what we helped Ahmed was to, first of all, receive his interview invites, to even get the chance. And then, of course, to keep his motivation high, to give him the solid foundation of the preparation and walk him really through all the stages of the interview. Maybe some of you have even seen him in one of our previous webinars. And yeah, now he's our renowned VIP alumni client and is working at EY Parthenon. And as you see, he's doing really well. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to be like Ahmed? Can you just identify this into the chat? Do you really want to get to break into consulting? Do you please put a yes into the chat or raise your hand? Yeah, Ashwarya, sure. Kashif, yes. Anyone else wants to get into consulting? Carl Juan, Alex, yeah. Ashwarya, yeah. Alberto, Kashif, Akbar. Anyone else, guys? Manhar?
Okay, I think
last chance.
Everyone.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, sure. Otherwise, you wouldn't commit. Then, promise me one thing today. Whatever will happen, you will not gonna break you will push it through. And in that case, I just want to ask you for one thing. Take your very first step towards your dream consulting job already today. Don't hesitate for another year and take the dream job offer today, take this first small step and do a small exercise which was prepared by our team for you. It will be shared with you tomorrow by email and you will be having just 24 hours to complete it. So do this within the next 24 hours. Otherwise, you will not get accepted for our programs. And for those of you who will do this exercise, we also have prepared a special gift, which will be like the interview checklist for the personal fit part of the interview. But ladies and gentlemen, you only have 24 hours to complete it. Otherwise, you will not receive any bonus materials and the opportunity will evaporate. Okay, so who is in? Can you actually write like a quick I'm in into the chat? Okay, I'm in. Yeah, that's commitment. That's motivation, guys. All right, so let's get to move on. So what actually we want to share with you today, and together with the team, and I really want to thank Alexandra for this because she was preparing a lot of materials and helping me out here. So we want to go with you through the 5 key points so that based on this webinar, by the end of this webinar, you will understand what are the typical Mckinsey PEI questions or personal fit questions, and why actually 99% of the applicants don't even get to the Mckinsey offer where they get rejected, and how you can avoid this. What exactly do you need to do? We have also prepared a special gift, and there will be a live personal fit part interview simulation together with one of our clients, Priyam Inamdar. And all of this, together with other materials, will help you to get confidence in your upcoming interviews, because this is exactly what we are aiming for. Are you ready, guys? So let's then take the next step to help you to get your dream job. So maybe just a quick theory, not that much about it. I just wanted to emphasize on the 2 aspects how McKinsey personal fit part of the interview is differ from other consulting companies' personal fit part of the interview. So by contrast to other consulting companies where they probably do in one interview, they focus a lot on the personal fit part, then they just primarily focusing on the case interview part as you proceed from round to the round. In McKinsey, it's a different story because personal fit part is a part of every interview round. So in every interview round, you will be needing to handle this aspect. And secondly, also, McKinsey likes not just to go on the broad side and ask you multiple interview questions, but they really, McKinsey interviewers go deep. They really deep dive into different aspects of your answers for the specific question. So these are just the two key differentiators for McKinsey. And just remember the third one. Personal fit part is equally important as a case part. So if you just focus on the case part, and if you forget about fit part, you will be part of that 99% who got rejected. So please practice both and make sure that you really make it. Okay? All right. Then there are basically three aspects of every personal fit part interview experience. It's about leadership, personal impact, and entrepreneurial drive. So I will just focus on one key aspect. It's about leadership. So what are the typical questions which could be there? It could be something like, tell me an instance where you have been able to highlight your leadership skills. Or tell me an instance about when you have been appointed as an unofficial leader and how did you do that? Or some examples of the most challenging situations and how did you go with that? Or how did you solve the conflict? Or how do you motivate the people? McKinsey is devoted to develop the leaders of tomorrow. That's why they really do a lot of leadership. And about personal impact and entrepreneurial drive, I will show you those examples later during our conversation today. So yeah, let's basically move on and go really to one of the most important things. I just want to emphasize on what are the typical, I've been interviewing candidates on my own in the past for RB in Munich office, in the offices for Central Europe, Eastern Europe, as well as for Dubai, Middle East. So what are the most typical 5 mistakes which candidates do, which you also can do? And for that reason, you will not be able to join McKinsey or other leading consulting firms. And these 5 mistakes will hold you back from one in a lifetime unique opportunity to join a leading consulting firm and have a real career boost. So what are these? I have seen so many people who haven't taken the preparation seriously. I mean, even Peter, like, guys, seriously, 8 days before the interview and you are Googling the word profit. Are you serious? I mean, honestly. Or even Mark. Okay, I just don't want to be too much on the personalities, but yeah, I have seen so many candidates who are not taking this preparation seriously. And then what happens by some occasion, those people who have been invited to the interviews with McKinsey, with BCG, with Bain, with RB or other leading consulting firms, and they literally bomb it. And you know what? Then they got a ban. Then they cannot reapply for the same company for the next 12 to 18 months. So they are out. Then so many of you really are lacking the knowledge about what to expect. And this is exactly one of the goals of my webinar. I want to avoid this. I want to help you, to educate you so that you really understand what to expect. And your preparation, you really need to plan it and you need to get help on that in order to make it to the offer. Otherwise, the chances to be rejected are 99%, and the chances to get an offer are actually 1%. And all of this results in 2 simple things. So many candidates have shown lack of structure during their interviews, either in the personal fit part or in the case part. And So many are so stressed because they don't have emotional resilience and they don't know how to handle different parts of the interviews. And you know what? This all results in you losing money, in you losing unique career opportunity. And that's why with this webinar, I want to raise your attention and help you to avoid all those things. So, for instance, there are just 5 simple, really very simple steps how you can get an offer on McKinsey. You need to do them right, and you need to focus on just those 5 simple steps. So first of all, of course, you need to you need to apply for those companies. And for this, you need to have a plan. You need to have your polished documents. Secondly, nowadays, it's becoming difficult to even arrange those interviews. So that's why I just use the networking approach, which we were discussing over the last webinar, or get our help for those right networking and referral strategies to secure your interview invites with the leading consulting firms. Third, build up stable fundamentals on the personal feed part and on the case part of the interview and practice them really advanced. What many people also forget is number 4 is train your emotional resilience and durability. So ability to perform and outperform on the long run with several interview rounds. And all of this will consequently help you to crack all the 6 to 8 interviews and to make it to an offer. Okay? Are you with me? Just put yes into the chat. Okay. So that was just a little bit piece of theory. And now I also want to prepare you with a gift, because I want to introduce you to our client, Preetam Inamdar. And maybe, Alexandra, it's also time for us just to, you can stop the presentation for a while. And Preetam, are you here?
Absolutely, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can get you. All right, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have prepared a special present for you. So, Preetam is currently in the interview process with multiple consulting firms, and he's getting ready. So he has been trained for the last few months with our VIP result program, specifically through all those steps. And he is now just about, he's waiting for his interviews, or already interviewing with some of the companies. And he's generously agreed to basically play the candidates today and experience some brilliant part. And today I just want to highlight to you and to showcase how the real interview at McKinsey could look like, just a small part of it, so that you can have a real life experience of it. Okay? And also see basically how that part of training and coaching really looks like. So, Preetam, are you ready?
Absolutely, yes. Thank you so much for having me here. And hello, everyone. Can't see you guys, but really nice to see you all here today.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for a special present with Preetam? And can you maybe just cheer him up? Can I kindly ask you, each one of you, to quickly turn on your cameras and microphones and say something like "go, go, go," or I don't know, just to motivate Preetam that he really goes into that mode.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Go.
Do it.
Go, Preetam.
Go for it. Go for it. You got this. You got this, man.
Yeah, go for it. You got this, man. You got this. Go, go, go.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Cool. Guys, I have been just a little bit over enthusiastic, I would say, for a consultant. So now I will need to take a moment. I will quickly turn off my camera, take some water, and in less than 60 seconds, I will be there. And let's say my name will be Michael Johnson, and I will be from let's say Frankfurt office of McKinsey. So let's kind of have the interview of that. Okay. So I will change my identity. Don't call me Andre. Call me Mike for the next 15 to 20 minutes, as we will be having our interview mode. And then afterwards, I will be back as Andre, as your coach. So see you guys in 45 seconds. Priyam Kumar Inamdar.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, this is Michael Johnson from McKinsey Frankfurt speaking. Is it a comfortable time for us to talk?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for having a call with me, Michael. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. And are you doing well as well?
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic.
Is that connection working very good? Can you hear? Can you see me?
Yes, I can hear you and I can see you properly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Priyam, first of all, thank you very much for showing up your interest in McKinsey, and thank you for submitting your applications. So let's maybe start our conversation today with a quick introduction and see how it goes from there. Okay. So
yes,
just to briefly introduce myself, my name is Michael Johnson. I'm a engagement manager at McKinsey Frankfurt office. I started in Oxford Business Administration, and 5 years back, I've joined McKinsey in Frankfurt office and helping the local clients to cope with the digitization and current financial challenges in the financial services industry. So, Priyam, can you maybe walk me quickly through your resume, just to start with?
Thank you so much, Michael, first of all, for introducing yourself. To walk you through my resume, I would rather not do it chronologically. However, I would like to explain 3 markups in my CV, if that is fine with you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what do you mean specifically?
So the three main markups of my CV, I mean, in terms of my motivations and my career progression. So it would be, first of all, would be my passion or interest working in technology sector and innovation. Second is about the internationality in my career as of now. And third is more about my business mindset. So let me guide you through all these points. So the first markup I mentioned is about my passion for innovation and technology. And I have always been fascinated about innovation and Industry 4.0. But, I started my career as a mechanical engineer. And my enthusiasm was always to work in automobile or aerospace sector. So I also pursued my master's in computer-aided design and manufacturing. And I actually pursued a job where I was working as a product manager at Dassault System. And there I was working towards designing of the parts of automotive and aerospace clients efficiently. And at the same time, during my MBA as well, I kept on working on this passion. And I got a chance to work with a young dynamic startup in IoT space for product predictive maintenance. And recently, I keep myself updated with Industry 4.0 advancements. And I would really like to work in terms of innovation and technology moving ahead using my knowledge. But at the same time, the second point is more about my internationality in my career. So, Michael, over the period of 6 years, I'm so fortunate to have worked in 5 different countries. So as I mentioned, I started with Dassault System, but with the Dassault System, I was working in India, US, and France. But then during my MBA, I also got a chance to work in UK. And recently, I was working as an in-house consultant in Germany. So this has given me a wide range of understanding of different cultures. And at the same time, my MBA was also in international management. So I was actually studying and working with 30 different nationalities. So I understand what different cultures bring value to it. And I personally thrive in environments, in international environments. And finally, moving to the business mindset, is after my master's in engineering, I was working more in technical role. And I realized a need of a business education, and at the same time have a bird's eye view of the business. So I actually took this challenge, and I started my dual degree MBA at ESCP Business School, and I recently completed my French and German MBA, being the top 10 performers of the business school. So I would like to use all these aspects in.
Yeah. So what actually brings you to consulting? Like in your story right now.
Yeah. So basically, why I want to work in consulting is especially, I would say that the diverse industry projects and, that have in consulting industry that I can get the exposure. Secondly, is in terms of the collaborative problem solving that is happening in consulting. And finally.
And what excites you specifically about collaborative problem solving?
Yeah.
Why is that important for you?
Exactly. In terms of problem solving with current, until my different roles that I have done over the period of 6 years, I have worked in mostly in technical aspect or management consulting styles. But when it comes to strategy consulting, when I was also talking with consultants in Mckenzie and other companies, they have.
With whom have you spoken?
Yeah, so I talked with Mr. Saurabh Gupta, who is current engagement manager at Mumbai office in Mckinsey. I also happen to talk with ex-partner of Frankfurt office, Mr. Gaurav Bhosle as well.
So really? Okay, interesting.
Exactly. And they mentioned this, the consulting industries is not, you have to take the responsibility to solve complex problems, but it is most of the times it is collaborative problem solving. And in this case, when I was talking with Gaurav, he mentioned to me, like, you will be working parallelly with different personalities coming from different backgrounds, like PhDs, MBAs, or even lawyers in some point. And they will give you a different mindset or a lens to look at the problems. The most important point in problem solving is divide the problem into mutually exclusive steps. And there comes the different aspects of people. And that's what I want to learn in terms of collaborative problem solving as well, moving ahead. And also add my value coming from different industries to the table.
And why do you think you are a good fit for consulting?
I would say I can bring additional value to the team and in consulting, especially because of three main aspects of my career. It's first of all, as I already mentioned, my diverse industry experience in 3 industries. Second is in terms of my leadership skills that I have gained over the period of time. And finally is my problem solving, an approach towards the problem solving. So what do I mean by my diverse industry experiences is, as I told you, over the period of 6 years, I got a chance to work in software or technology, then in automobile sector, and then finally working in logistics. And in terms of reverse logistics, so more in terms of sustainability.
Why do you want to join McKinsey Frankfurt office?
Especially why McKinsey, then I would say the 3 core reasons that I already have. And it's one of the largest firms and with the largest presence in the world right now. Second most, that will give me an advantage basically to learn from the best and the exposure that I'm looking for. Secondly is in terms of the research forte of McKinsey. So basically, I keep on reading McKinsey's daily reports, quarterly reports, and that gives an advantage to the McKinsey consultants to have a data-driven solutions. Okay, and these reports are also followed by industry experts. So I really want to work and understand how this research is done and do more impactful decisions based on data. And finally, the culture and the network that I can get with McKinsey, working at McKinsey. Talking with.
How can you add value to McKinsey?
Exactly. So that's what I was saying. It's in terms of my leadership skills and in terms of my diverse industry experience, I can bring in value because I have, in terms of leadership, I have taken up the responsibilities, basically leadership by choice or leadership by design. And I have faced I have led a different teams in critical situations along the way. And I believe.
Can you maybe just provide me an example where you was able to highlight your leadership skills?
Definitely. Let me tell you an instance actually when I led a team of 7 R&D engineers when I was working in Dassault System to basically integrate 2 different softwares, which helped Dassault System to increase their market share by 10%. Would that be good for you to hear the story?
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
Cool. So the situation at hand was basically Dassault System had 2 different softwares, one for simulation and one for optimization. And clients were switching to competitors because they already have these different 2 softwares in one go, and we were actually losing money. So, being the leader of one of the tools, I have been assigned to lead the team of 7 software engineers, R&D engineers, to integrate these 2 products. The challenge here was the 2 different products. We were talking completely 2 different aspects of development. So, one is written in C++, one is in Java. So, integrity in terms of technicality. At the same time, the team were also sitting in 4 different regions. So the one product team was sitting in Germany and France, and my product team is sitting in India and US. So it was really difficult to do the integration. So what I did, I first did the stakeholder analysis. I really understood what is the problem of integration and how we can bring in value together, how we can synergize. And once I understood that, I defined on the scope of the project. So, okay, if implementation is going to happen, but how we can define the scope? What could be the way to do this? And once I understood the scope, I divided the work in teams. So I delegated the work to the team in Germany and France about their software and for us as well. And we actually managed to integrate our product on cloud. And this basically, once we rolled it out, I personally took over the lead role of testing this product and beta launch of this product in 5 countries in Asia as well. And when we finally rolled it out in one of our annual events at Texas, it was a really, value addition for the clients. They really were happy that we have this all together. And after 1 year, when I came across with the annual report, we saw that this product has also been patented by Dassault System. And at the same time, we were able to gain 10% more market share for all these simulation and optimization clients.
And what have you learned out of this situation?
Exactly. So this situation was really my first experience to lead the cross teams, not only one team. So this was really a very good value addition.
What has been the most challenging into leading so many stakeholders?
Exactly. It is really important for us to have three main things. Is to understand the clear goal when you're working in teams. And it is really important to have clear communication. And finally, it is really important to work as a team, all the unit as one group. And that actually I learned out of this. So when I was talking with, when I still have a connection and talk with the people from different products, so it is not only working to the goal of the company, it was also to improve ourselves. And I have generated actually a long-term relationship with these stakeholders as well. So even if I call them now, they will...
Did you happen to manage any conflicts during this instance, or maybe a different instance?
Yes, it was similar situation, but at the source system as well. When one of the top aerospace client were asking in our tool and a feature which comes from the expert tool. So let me give you an understanding of the situation. Let's say the source system has two different simulation softwares. One is for experts and one is for basics. And the aerospace client was asking for some expert functionalities in the basic one. And it was really when they came to...
So what kind of the conflict was it?
It was basically more in terms of internal conflict between business development team and the R&D team. So
and what is your approach generally to solve those conflicts, and how did you use that approach in that particular situation?
Yeah, it was really, really challenging situation, first of all. But what I did is first, I agreed to have a meet together for everyone to be on the same page. And it is really important for me to understand what is the real problem and quantifying the problem. What is the problem and how we can reduce it? So we first define the problem statement. Okay, if we integrate this, then we are going to lose market share. By how much? So once we decided the clear goal, then we talked within our different teams, different product owners, like what is going to be our strategy to not reduce this and have a clear communication. And once we realized, we found out the synergies between our two products. And to our surprise, Michael, both of these softwares were on cloud. So again, I came up with an idea called one click. And if with one click, if we click on the results of the simulation in the basic product, we can the client can directly go to the expert product and do their simulation results. And business development team really liked this idea, and they did an entire marketing campaign on one-click project. And this actually helped us to gain 3,000 more seats for the basic tool itself and 1,000 more seats for expert tool within 2 months of time period. So this was a really challenging situation in terms of agreeing to on a one ground. But once we agree it on a one ground, I always believe conflicts can always be resolved.
And what do you do with the clients which don't agree? How do you convince them?
I always believe is in terms of success factors. So what is success factor? What is the success factor they are talking about? And what could be the success factor with my proposition we are providing? Once we understand what is the difference between the two requirements, I simply would definitely, I would agree with our client, first of all, about their success factors, but what additional that I can give with my value proposition. And I will pitch in that as well, which can actually help my client to gain more trust in me. And that basically can help us resolve the conflict.
All right, Freedom. Thank you very much for your answers. Would you mind us to do a quick case exercise?
Yeah, definitely. Let me quickly grab a pen and paper.
Hey, Freedom. This is André here. Just relax. I think you did this pretty well.
Have you seen his face when you asked about the...
I thought it was going to be close.
Yeah. Freedom, always be ready to expect the unexpected things. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. I think that was just a good thing. So, Alexandra, we can keep on for the presentation. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this was just an example of how a personal fit part of the interview at McKinsey or at one of the leading consulting firms. I mean, you can change it for BCG, for Bain, for RB strategy, and just to put, of course, there are some special things about each one of the companies, but this was just to give you a feeling of how the first part of the interview could really look like. And yeah, freedom. Applause to you. I think it's well deserved. Guys, can I just ask you to quickly turn on your cameras before we move on with the content part, and I give you further bonuses. Can we simply recognize the efforts of Freedom? Can you please turn on your cameras, put something into the chat, raise your hand, or just take the compliment for Freedom for all what he has done. So could you please just quickly turn on your cameras and say something good to Freedom?
Okay, I can start. It was amazing. Like, emotionally resilient on such a high level. I would be dead already. Really, it's crazy. The way Andrew was trying to push you into the ground, but really good. Well worked.
Yeah, I faced a similar situation in another interview. So it can get this much nasty, I think, with a real interview. Thank you so much, Alex.
Yeah, you did good.
Really did a great job.
Thank you, everyone.
That was amazing. That was good.
Thank you, Skaria.
Good job, Pritam.
No, thank you, Aishwarya. Thanks for your help.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, Pritam. Just have some drink of water, and actually, I would just want to continue with our presentation because I have so much content for you today, and I really want to give you even further bonuses, and I'm extremely excited to share this know-how for you. So we have actually trained Pritam for a while, and this is just an example of what our candidates, what kind of level they are achieving during the training, and you can do the same. I mean, in a few weeks or after a few months, we start working with you together. You would be on the same position as Freedom, also interviewing with the leading consulting firms, and hopefully then resulting in all of your efforts. And as for now, just maybe to quickly sum up what we have already done with you and what is coming next. So over the last maybe 1 hour or 15 minutes, you figure out already 5 things, very important. First one, you already know about the peculiarities of Mckinsey feed-part interview. You already also have seen and experienced it live, what have been the particular questions used there. And you already know what are the top 5 mistakes which most of the candidates are doing, which holding them back from unique one-in-a-lifetime opportunity to join McKinsey or other leading consulting firm. And now you also know what do you need to do. So what is your plan, how you can get an offer at McKinsey or other consulting firm. And you also have experienced that live simulation. So if you have already liked it, then we also have something in addition for you prepared. So now, can you remember this movie about Matrix when the guy is offering like 2 tablets? I mean, of course, there are now 2 options for you, how you can definitely do that. With the red pill, you can continue to prepare on yourself. You can search for more information, try different application strategies. You can watch different YouTube videos. You can, boil the ocean, we call it in consulting. Try to boil the ocean. Basically, try, fail, then don't give up, improve, and so on. For Gaurav, it took 50 rejections before he managed to get an offer from McKinsey. For me, it was my 39th attempt that I finally got an offer from Roland Berger. So if you want to continue like this, guys, and for sure you can make it on your own. I'm pretty sure maybe in 1 or 2 years, you will definitely make it with some persistence and a lot of frustration. Yeah, so good luck with that if you want. And of course, there is a blue pill. Well, I am really, on behalf of Consulting Masters, we all want to serve you, and we want to help you the way we did to Peter, to Mark, to Ahmed, to Pritam nowadays, and also to other our VIP clients. So through the access to our network, through our comprehensive interview preparation, we want to help you. And now I just want to show you the way, how we're going to work together with you. So we already know how to help you to get the offer from consulting, because we have already helped 534 clients. I used to live in Germany before I moved to Switzerland, so I will give you an example from Mckinsey Germany, because I was also playing the interview about Frankfurt office. So Mckinsey Germany, actually, maybe it's just an old statistics, I don't know the actual data, but 6 years back, at least, Mckinsey in Germany received every month like 1,000 applications. 1,000, like 100. Yeah, but only at the end of the process, they have been hiring roughly 8 to 12 consultants on the monthly basis, which means that unfortunately, out of 1,000, only 8 to 12 makes it. It's actually just about 0.8 to 1.2%, which means that 99% unfortunately gets the rejection. And we know exactly how to help you to become that part of that 1%, because we have already helped so many people to become that part of 1%. Can you maybe just identify whether you really want and whether you are ready to work hard to become a part of this 1%? Could you just say yes, or raise your hand, or show commitment? Yeah, Akbar, Abdul Rahman, yes. Yeah, anyone else is ready to work hard in order to get ready for a consulting? Alberto Danozo, yeah, sure, let's gonna do this. So some of our statistics, actually, just to say to show to you is, imagine, well, up to the moment, we have already helped like 534 clients of us are already working in consulting and or have already received their job offers over the last 3 or 4 years. And each of our VIP clients usually gets at least 3 to 4 referrals from us through our network, which we also have friends, former colleagues, and nowadays more than 500 mentees working here. And also, I just want to say send greetings to Henning Huntala, who is a good friend of mine, who is working as a senior manager at Bain, and has kindly joined our webinar today. So Henning, greetings from Switzerland to Amsterdam. Have a great evening in Amsterdam, and hope to see you soon. Yeah, and on average, also each of our mentees receives 1.8 offers, or roughly 2 offers, just statistically seen. And you can also see what are the salaries. So after you start working with us, if you are an undergraduate student in Europe, for example, you have a chance to receive the offers ranging from 60K in euros going upwards. If you are already an MBA candidate like Priam, then the chances for you to get the salary, which 5-digit salary, are even higher. And if you are an experienced professional, then depending on the position and depending on the company and the region. So most recently, we have helped to put the candidates on senior associate, manager, even principal levels. So then at that case, you can even count with 150 or even over 200,000 of euros or US dollars annual salary, depending on the region, position, and the company. And the mentees, which complete with us our VIP alumni program, where we help them to not only get the consulting offers, but also to get ready for a consulting job, what it really takes to. They start receiving their promotions already within the first 12 months. Because, and not within the first 18 or 24 months, as it is very common promotion cycle in consulting firms. Just to give you one example, actually, Danny, I started working with him. I helped him to get inside RB last year in March, just before the pandemic. I mean, can you guys imagine how is it difficult to start right during the pandemic in consulting work, when the company doesn't know how to work remotely, when you don't go into office, when you don't see the colleagues, when you don't know how to get the help? We were mentoring him and helping him, and what resulted out, instead of receiving his first promotion after 2 years, already in June this year, so 2 months is back, he was promoted to the next level, and now for the December this year, he is also nominated for the next round promotion. So this is exactly kind of an impact which we are creating for our clients. And I want really to serve you on behalf of the entire Consulting Masters team, so that this success could also become your success, and that you can become a part of this successful story. So now, let me maybe briefly introduce you to our VIP Result program. Together with you, I just want to focus on 3 key things, which really makes the difference, which is the preparation for the application process, cracking the interviews and preparing for those interviews, and then receiving your offers. So our comprehensive holistic program is focusing on these 3 things. The first one, we of course help you to start create your application plan. Just before that, guide you, help you with the plan, create your individualized approach. Then, of course, the preparation of your documents, CV and cover letter. And afterwards, to help you with networking and securing your interview invites, either through your network or through our network as well. All the first 3 steps, they are there to give you the chance to receive the interview invites, so that you can get ready for them and convert them into job offers. Then the second one is, can you go before? Thanks, Alexandra. So the second step of the process is how to crack the interview invite. It's a comprehensive preparation. What you have seen today with the personal feed part of the interview, and next week we are also going to have a webinar about case part of the interview with one of our clients. So we are helping you to get ready for those interviews. So do you want to achieve the level of freedom, or do you want to become an advanced candidate and crack every interview round with Mckinsey, with BCG, with Bain, with any other company? Then we are exactly helping you with that. And then the third one, which is also very important, is help you to really get your offer. This is when we are guiding you through the entire recruiting process, from the first interview round until the final interview round, until the moment that you really, just imagine, how would you feel yourself, guys, the day that you finally receive that email from the HR saying something like, "Dear Yavar," or "Dear Pritam," or "Dear Alexandra, thanks for having you last Friday. My congratulations. We decided to submit you an offer. Could you please submit your document? Could you please share your passport details as well as your postal address and confirm your entry date? Looking towards to hearing from you back soon. Best regards, Maria, on behalf of the entire HR team." Freedom. How would you feel yourself that day? And the day is coming.
Yeah, the day is coming, so really looking forward to this.
Yeah. So now, guys, I just really want to quickly explain to you what you will get with our program. So usually that program lasts for 4 up to 6 months. And the majority of our clients, such as, for example, Mark or Ahmad or other guys, they have already started, most of our candidates already received their offers within the first 1.5 to 4 months. So 6 months is just to give you some buffer. But I'm pretty sure that now, due to the fact that the current hiring season is coming in September, October, I'm pretty sure that we will be done and you will receive your offers even faster already this year. You will have an access to our massive database, which includes more than 20 hours of very useful content on how you can prepare for each stage of the interview. And the library of questions and cases from the real interview in real situations from the past, because we are doing this library database about what has been, for example, past interview questions and cases which have been asked by those companies to our previous candidates. And all of this will be shared with you in order to train your hard soft skills. Then, of course, there will be a lot of personal mentorship from my side, from Gaurav's side, from your mentors. So there will be up to 10 consultations with me where we will really make sure that you receive your interview invites, to help you to polish your documents, to help you to make the first steps, to help you to secure your interview invites through networking and referrals. There will be also up to 20 individual consultations with Gaurav to really make you extremely confident at all stages of the interview process, and to help you to get really polished and go through all the interview cycles. And there will be unlimited number of group sessions for you to help you to really build up your confidence, your emotional resilience, all the skills which are necessary at the interview date. All of this will be delivered to you. But not only this, because there are two more other important things. You will get an access to our VIP community, and our network will actually ultimately become your network, because Preetam, Aishwarya, Chris, Mark, and other guys, they are all coming from that VIP result program, and they are all the part of this VIP WhatsApp group, which we have created, where you will also get the access to, where we are collaborating together. We all have our common goal, and we are helping each other and motivating and sharing useful information, useful tricks, everything what's needed to help you to make it to the offer. And by the way, it's absolutely risk-free, because we will guide you for the next up to 6 months, but I'm pretty sure that it will even happen within the next 1.5 to 5 months, till the moment that you really receive an offer from one of the leading consulting firms. And that's our ultimate thing about you. So, well, there are maybe still some of the people who might be hesitating, who might be thinking like, is it worth a big investment? Or do you have enough time? Or are you able to do this? Let me just give you a couple of statistics about our mentees. The investment in our program pays already from your first salary, basically within the first 3.5 weeks on average, depending on your current position and on what you're objecting for. So within the first salary, you will already cover all the fees in consulting. And secondly, imagine that you are promoted not after 2 years in consulting, but already within the first 12 months. So how quickly would it help you to grow? It will result that over the last 5 years, you will basically be able to increase your salary by more than 250%, which was my case when I increased my salary from 60 to 150,000 euros just within the 6 years. And this is something which we are also aiming exactly with you. So, Preetam, can you maybe just share your perspective, whether this program and this investment has been a good thing for you so far? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would say even I had my doubts when I joined this course. I'm coming from a target business school. I might have other opportunities. Why do I need an expert's help? But I would say, it has paid off in 3 main levels. First of all, in terms of the case solving. Okay, I mean, even though I'm not coming from the consulting industry itself, so I don't know basically how to do this. So initially working with Gaurav and André, I leveled up on case prep. Secondly, as you've seen, I'm still improving on my fit part, but that's basically coming from the experts, and not the experts who are just consultants or analysts. These people used to take interviews as well. So get real insights from the interview level, how even you will be graded on your fit. And these all things are really important. And third, in terms of networking. So it's basically networking that I got with, I did with the help of André and Gaurav. It's also long-term networking. So, there is this intangible outcome of this program, which actually cannot be quantified. As you've already seen, it will be pay off in 3.5 weeks. But to be honest, this network that you're getting is an intangible asset, which you can never, it's simply very good investment, I would say. I also had all my doubts. But yes, it's up to you. If you work really hard with their help, it's going to pay off.
Yeah, thank you very much, Preetam, for sharing your perspective. Okay, so let's basically also move on. So just one thing which I really want to emphasize to you guys, and this is, you can treat this as an insider information. the recruiting season has already begun, and it will just last until the end of October. So the time is very much limited for the on-cycle recruiting. And if you want to get into a top company, you really need to act now, because there is just a limited window of opportunity where you have a lot of, where your chances are so high. And even today, I had a call with one of my colleagues who mentioned to me that their HR is extremely hungry for new candidates after coronavirus, because companies have been hiring, have been frozen the hiring season for a while, and now it's really the best time for you to apply. I also need to mention that today, as of today, is probably this autumn intake is probably the best one since the beginning of the coronavirus. So it's exactly now when you have the best chances to actually get into consulting. And that's why just don't hesitate and take the first step today. So we also need to emphasize that at the moment, we're still just a small team. We're quickly growing because of the high demand, but we only can take no more than 10 best candidates and best motivated people for September, because we just have a limited capacity. Unfortunately, I cannot help 100 people at the moment. So if all of you, once from that webinar, decides to jump into, I would not be able to accommodate all of you. We only have a limited number of seats for that unique opportunity. So no more than 10. Otherwise, I would need to build up my delivery services, which we are planning to. But as of today, I only can take 10 people, and I will only take the most motivated and the best people who are really willing. So if you are willing to become that part of 1% and get an offer and become a part of our successful story and be really proud of your achievement, it's actually your time to take the first step right now. So make the first step right now. Now in the chat, you will also get the links how you can do that. And please, guys, don't hesitate. So what is exactly the next right step? With the best candidates of you, and we only have limited number of seats, we would be doing our strategy call with myself or with other members of our team. And what you will basically get, we will analyze your individual situation, whether you're undergrad, whether you're an MBA student, whether you're a PhD student, whether you have experience or whether you don't have experience. We will deeply analyze your specific situation and your objectives to understand where do you stand at the moment and what do you need to do in order to bridge that gap and become part of this 1%. I will provide you with the feedback on your specific situation, and we will create a plan and agree on the specific next steps on what needs to be done and what kind of help do you need in order to really make it to the consulting offer, and how consulting masters can actually help you to make this, so that how we can onboard you for the program. So that strategy call, you can actually, usually it costs 400 euros an hour consultation with me, but that time I will do an exception for you. It will not be even an hour. I will be spending 1.5 hours with you, and it will not be 400 euros. It will be only 70 euros. So now you can also see that the price last week, it has been 15. Now it's increasing 70 because we're facing this huge demand. There are so many people who really want to do that step already today. And therefore, the price is also increasing because we're facing huge demand at the moment. If you still want to be that part of 1%, and if you dream about your consulting future, where you can work on very interesting projects which matters, which create impact, and be surrounded by people, by unique people from whom you would be able to learn, as well as if you are desiring to work and travel and earn a lot of money, then use this opportunity and book the first strategy call today for 70 euros only instead of 400 euros. And remember, guys, the offer is limited. We are only offering it for the next 3 hours, so until end of today. And by the way, which I also forgot to mention, it's absolutely risk-free for you, because if you don't like that session, we will refund you the whole amount. So you have nothing to lose. You can only win and get clarity on your specific situation and also get the thing. So, and last but not least, some of you are also here because of the bonuses. So especially those who are afraid whether he or she can actually succeed and whether you won't even make it through the screening process. Especially for you, we have solved this process and we made templates on the principle of the copy-paste pass the interview in order to help you to really implement all those changes inside. And this you will be receiving as a bonus material after our strategy call for the next steps. So here we go. Don't hesitate. Take the opportunity right now. Contact our team. Click on the link which was shared by Alina and book the first session already today through our client manager, Alessa Kim. So just follow on the link and she will arrange a strategy call with me for you. So just click on the link which you see now in the webinar and you will have it. So now Akbar is writing, do we book the strategy call through the link? Yes, Akbar. Just click on the link to book a strategy call with our client manager, and we will be guiding you through that. So Alessa is there to help you and to give you the guidance for the entire process. Yeah, and from my side, I'm really thanking you so much for that webinar. And I also want to thank you to Alexandra and to Freedom for preparing and delivering such an amazing work. And I also want to thank to all our VIP clients. It's a great pleasure for me to serve to you. And I also, thanks to all of you who are attending. It will be my best blessing to help you to make your dream come true and to serve you, to help you to receive your dream consulting offer. So make the first step today and book the call, and I would be extremely excited to see you very soon.
Yes, thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Andrea, for the presentation. Thank you, Pritam, for such a good interview. I hope that it's going to be as well the same on your real webinar, or your real webinar, and your real interview. It was great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your participation. Thanks that you were here with us today. And again, follow us on social media because some interesting posts are there about consulting, and you can always reach to us. You can always ask us if you have any questions. We are here to help you. And I hope that you liked it and enjoyed it as we did. And I wish you a great evening and good luck, of course.
I also want to say specifically thank you to Yavar, Aziz, to Wood, Adam, to Vivek Modi. Vivek, it's time for us to speak. To Toby Oguyimi, to Rashida, to Pridam, to Milana Vujanovic, to Mattia, to Kashif, to John, to Georgie, to Frederick Lauren, to Felix Stabel, to Carl Juan, to Alina, to Alexandro Honoris or Alejandro Honoris, to Alberto Donoso, to Akbar Abd Rahman, to AI, to Alex Ali, to Kirill, and to Alexandra for being with us. Guys, if I just can ask you for one more small tip. If you liked our webinar today, could you please hashtag also Consulting Masters in your stories and put simply a good word of mouth about the work that we are doing. That would be a really great effort for us, and also spread a good word of mouth within your friends, colleagues, and invite other guys to our future webinar, because tomorrow next Wednesday we are going to have another great webinar about case interview. So I deeply thank you so much for being loyal and staying with us so far. Take the first step, book the first meeting with our client manager, and see you in the strategy call. Take care, cheers, and bye-bye. Hey!
Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.